How the race went down?
Well, I think the start was okay. Then I just fell apart in the middle and definitely the end. But as to be expected, I mean, I had the worst indoor season of my career. So I haven't gone over as many hurdles and races, so I'm not race savvy or sharp. Tiffany, she's actually had the longest indoor season because they had European Championship, so it was expected she would run pretty fast here, so she had a good race.
When you come through, what is the hardest part to get back? When you come back, you know, you have that 1 week turnaround. Is that hard? Did you wish you had an extra week in between or anything? For coming back, you know, last week you ran at Baton Rouge. Is it hard to get 2 weeks in a row in a race? I don't know.
No. Actually, for a hurdler, the more races you have, usually you're sharper. So
okay.
The problem is I was injured, so I couldn't really. I mean, I just started hurdling 2 weeks ago, and then kind of went in the race to see if I was even able to run this race. We just rushed back, so because I mean, not to run in my hometown is. That would have been devastating for me, I think, more so than losing, is to watch the race from the stand. So, I mean, yeah, it hurts. It sucks to lose, but I think it would have hurt more if I would have been in the stands watching.
You talked about, hey, I'm coming off the worst year I've ever had, but when does a hurdler hit their peak? I mean, Damo Cherry made her first Olympic team at the age of 30.
Yeah, well, the last world champion won, she was 35, so.
Okay, so.
Alan Johnson didn't retire until he was 40. Gail Deaver's 37, so.
Are you hitting the peak?
We're the opposite of gymnastics, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Given that you haven't had much time to train because of the nerve stuff, is 1280? Is that okay with you for where you are right now? Or are you still upset?
It's okay. I think it's the slowest I've ever run here under like nice conditions like this. So definitely should have ran faster. I know I was extremely winded at the end of the race, and that is like never. Usually I can keep my form sharper than I just completely fell apart. So. But the same thing happened last year. I lost to Damu, and then I came back and I beat all of them at 5 solid Diamond Leagues in a row. So this race is important for me because it's my hometown, but at the same time I have to take it as a grain of salt because I have an extremely long season ahead of me. So, and then also usually, you know, a lot of obligations here, so kind of ripped me apart this time. Not as relaxing as I would want to race, and the other girls kind of come in, you know. It's not, their family's not here, their friend, they didn't grow up, you know, around the corner, so sometimes it's better to have that kind of atmosphere and you can just have a free mind when you run. So I know I just had a lot going on, so.
Lolo, I know the community really appreciates you coming back, and I saw you tweeting a lot about what you were doing, and one of the things you were doing was you went to Callanan Middle School this week. Can you talk a little bit about Ask, Listen, Learn and what it is that you did there with them?
Well, the Ask, Listen, Learn program it's talking about saying no to underage drinking and just a healthy lifestyle. You know, I know child obesity is, you know, gaining too much momentum in this country, and so it's just trying to help kids understand about, you know, getting out there, you know, putting the video remote controls down and getting out there and getting active. So because the kids are our future, you know, they're our future Olympians. So if we don't help out the kids now and kind of send that message, I mean, you might not have another Iowan to cheer for.
Talk about Tiffany's progression. She won here a couple of years ago, but how is she involved? What's her future look like as a hurdler?
Well, with all hurdlers, the more you age, the better you are. It's like wine. So she's having a great progression. She's right on track to do well for, you know, her country in the London Olympics. So I don't know. I'm not her. So other than that, that's all I can kind of tell. I know. Yeah.
Lolo, given the I guess the timing in the season and all that sort of stuff, is there ever a scenario you envision where maybe you wouldn't come back here to be better prepared for what's ahead?
Next year is a huge concern because it's the Olympics and I have to peak for the Olympic trials, then I have to peak again for the Olympics. In this race, because Brian Brown is trying to make this race more competitive. I mean, when I first ran Drake Relays, I think there was one person that was professional, it was more college, and then every year he's added somebody else. And I don't know if this pressure situation would be good for my very first race. And so I love running and competing, but I don't think it's beneficial to have 3 races where I'd have to peak at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Because that's what I felt like when I came here. I was like, I feel like I have to peak, and it's my first race. Yeah. And I don't know, it's kind of hard sometimes to deal with that. So.
When do you when you're in an Olympic year, when do you make that decision? What meets you maybe end up going to?
I guess just maybe like a month or so before. So, yeah, I don't know. The last 2 years, I feel like I've been rushing to kind of get prepared for Drake Relays. I've come in here either injured or I get injured, and I don't know. Last year I was able to rebound from it, so I'm definitely hoping I can do the same thing, use this loss as motivation. Sometimes that's kind of what you need is, you know.
Can you just, I know it's hard when it's your hometown, but can you just say, look guys, I need to shut it down this week?
Are you
No,
kidding me?
well, that's what I mean. Is that possible or?
No. No.
So that has to almost,
my phone was blowing up, 515, 515.
Yeah.
Every day it was like just nonstop text messages, 515, 515. So I was like, gosh. So no, I can't. But I like to embrace it because there's not a lot of times I get to talk to kids, especially when I went to Callahan. Like, I wouldn't give that moment back. I don't care if somebody told me today, hey, if you say no to these things, you'll win Drake relays. Would you do it? No, because I had a blast at Callahan. It was probably the highlight of my week, to be honest, talking to the kids. So.
Now, this being a World Championship year, looking down towards Daegu, compare this to, let's say, 2007. How you say hurdlers, get better with age. How is your training different, going into these next 2 years compared to, Beijing?
Oh well, it's weird. I actually do the same workouts that I first started running when I was a freshman in college. The difference is just my mentality, and I've gotten stronger from each one. So. This year, it set me back. I was actually off for a month. When I got injured, I had to take a complete month off. So I feel like I'm behind, but yeah, I don't know. So I try my best.
Where will you see you next, Lola?
After this, I go to Doha, then Japan, Korea, Europe, home. 2 weeks, like a whole bunch of platinum miles on every airline possible.
Because it's your hometown, does it take longer to get over this race and finish in second?
Yes. Yes, I say it's a win-win for the other girls. They come in here, if they lose, no big deal. If they win, awesome. For me, if I lose here, I hear about it for 2 months afterwards. And I hear about it like the next year. So it's, I don't know. I like the pressure though. It's great, and I like the motivation that I received today. I just got to get sharper and got to get better. So. That's it.
Thank you,
Thank you guys.
Would you let
Thanks,
Lola
Lola.
first, please?